For years, commuters passed through a station they were never allowed to enter. Woodleigh MRT sat fully built beneath the city, lit every night, maintained by staff, but sealed from the public. Most people believed it was because the surrounding estate was still undeveloped, but railway workers told a different story. Because before the station existed, this land belonged to the dead. Before apartment blocks and train tunnels covered the area, Bidadari Cemetery stretched across nearly 30 hectares. Muslim graves, Christian graves, children, war victims, unknown burials. For decades, funeral processions moved through these roads day and night. Residents nearby claimed the cemetery changed after sunset. Taxi drivers refused certain routes. Gravediggers described hearing conversations coming from empty sections of the burial grounds. And when excavation began for the MRT line, workers started reporting things they could not explain. One former contractor later described strange incidents during late-night excavation beneath the cemetery. Tools disappeared. Machinery failed without explanation. Workers reported hearing footsteps moving through unfinished tunnels, even when entire sections were empty. Then came the sightings. A woman in white standing near the tunnel entrance. An old man crossing the tracks before vanishing into darkness. Several workers reportedly resigned within the same month. Officially, nothing paranormal was ever recorded. Unofficially, some crews refused to continue after midnight. Before the station officially opened, trains still passed through Woodleigh every day. Drivers were instructed not to stop. But some passengers riding late at night claimed they saw people standing on the platform. A single figure, sometimes several, always motionless. And when the train lights swept across the station, the platform appeared empty again. Former commuters later shared stories online describing cold sensations, sudden nausea, and the feeling of being watched whenever the train crossed beneath Bidadari. A former maintenance technician later claimed unusual movement repeatedly appeared on overnight CCTV recordings. Not clear enough to identify, just blurred human shapes moving along the platform after operating hours. According to the story, security staff began muting certain cameras during the night shift. No official footage was ever released. But rumors spread through nearby estates that Woodleigh Station was haunted long before the first passenger ever stepped onto the platform. Long before the MRT station existed, this road carried funeral processions into Bidadari Cemetery. Residents described hearing funeral prayers late at night, even after the cemetery closed. Some claimed to see mourners walking beneath the rain without umbrellas. Others reported passengers entering taxis near the old cemetery entrance, then disappearing before reaching their destination. Many dismissed the stories as superstition, but even today, older residents still speak carefully when discussing Woodleigh after midnight. In 2011, Woodleigh MRT station finally opened to the public. The city moved on. The cemetery disappeared beneath housing developments and paved roads. Most commuters today pass through without ever realizing what once stood above these tunnels. But staff working late shifts still occasionally share stories. Footsteps on empty platforms, voices over disconnected radios, and figures seen briefly in reflections, before vanishing when someone turns around. Bidadari Cemetery is gone. The graves were cleared. The roads were rebuilt. The station reopened. But some places leave something behind, and beneath Woodleigh, where thousands were once buried, the last passengers are not always the living. Would you ride the last train through Woodleigh alone?